Morning traders, John from Crypto Candlestick Trading. Just doing a quick update on Bitcoin, and I just wanted to have a bird's eye view of Bitcoin and looking at it on the monthly chart here. We can see we've got a double top, beautiful looking double top. And then as it's declined, we can kind of start to see areas where we think that it could possibly go to, like previous resistance becomes support and support becomes resistance. And so here we are, we've found resistance there and then coming back down, nice support in the 50, same again on the 50, then a break through the 50. It would not surprise me at all if we were to come back down and test this. There's two reasons to come down here, and one is to test the 50, which we know that most markets always come back, like these are like magnets, these moving averages. So my expectation for this, if we could possibly come back down to that high there, or even, like the first level that I'm looking at here is 28.8. Then the next level that I'm looking at there is 19.1. But another thing with this massive, incline here, I'm expecting a decline to be somewhere, just from my previous experience. Usually when we get a run up that's this big, we usually get a pullback that's, like substantial too. And it would not surprise me if we had a pullback to somewhere around, and 2 seconds, I'll just get my little drawing tool. It would not surprise me if we had a pullback somewhere in that range there. And then that would actually kind of coincide with that first or the last red candle before we actually broke out and took off, and then those highs there. This is, it's just an opinion, but in my previous history, this would, it's kind of in between us. We've got two there. It wouldn't surprise me if it quickly came down, touched it, and then went back up and closed for the day up here. That's, it wouldn't surprise me if it did that. So I will be on the lookout for that. If I do miss this as an entry, it is a monthly chart. I'm not going to miss it, but what I'll be looking for is if it breaks below here, comes up, finds resistance under the 50, and then looks to go down, then we're going to be looking at much lower prices for Bitcoin, even under the 10,000 mark. But and the thing is, this isn't a silly thing to look at. Before we were up to 68,000 or whatever, and now we're at 35,000. And the next level, the most obvious one to me is 29,000, and then 19,000. So they're both very obvious. I'm sure you can probably see that it's pretty self-explanatory. And here we are having a look at the weekly chart on Bitcoin. And same again, it only makes sense. There's no reason that I can see for it to stop here. Like, yeah, I can kind of see there's a little bit of a baseline there. I can see that. And still, I don't think that. I think we're going to have a repeat of this. That's what I think that we're going to have, and then I think it's going to go sideways a little bit like what it did there. And it wouldn't even surprise me. Like one scenario is that we've got a left shoulder ahead. Wouldn't surprise me if we bounce off here, come up, make a right shoulder, and then head down to these kind of lows here. Anyway, that's just an opinion too. These are just, like if it does head down to this line here, I'll be looking for reversals at this line, probably on the 4-hour chart. And so that's how I go. I look at it from a bird's eye view, like the monthly, then go to the weekly, and then look at the daily, and then go to the 4-hour chart for my entry. Sometimes even on a smaller time frame, on the 1-hour chart, the 15-minute chart. But this line here, I'll be watching very closely for a reversal. And then if it breaks through that, I'll be looking for a pullback, and then for it to hit resistance, and then look for a reversal and come back down and potentially go for the 19. And I think it's very possible, it's probably more likely that it will go down to one of these lower levels. I think anyway. Just with the chart action, it just doesn't look very, I think even if we do get another bounce, up to the 53, 55,000, whatever, it wouldn't surprise me if we got, a shoulder, head, and a shoulder. Even this is kind of a shoulder here, but it's not a very good shoulder. But then again, it might have had so much weakness, that it had lost so much momentum in the market that this could tank drastically. You can see how much this has fallen off and how even more aggressively it is falling off. So another thing that I'm just seeing here as well, I better just mark this out, 2 seconds. Now these don't stand for as much as support and resistance lines. And longer term trend lines as well. But that looks all right. Yeah, so wouldn't surprise me if we kind of rode this down to here, being that as a target. Wouldn't surprise me. Anyway, so I just kind of wanted to go over Bitcoin and have a look and see what we can kind of pick up from where we're at right now. I don't see there's a little bit of reversal sort of stuff, but it's not strong reversal. This is still very negative action. I mean, like, that's so if we turn this upside down, that's a rocket booster. So we'd be buying that, looking for it to go up. So here, it's in a serious downtrend, and it's a rocket booster, and we've got indecision. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. And so I got out of a few of my trades last night, and I didn't like them on the 4 hour chart. So yeah, so I got out, somewhere around the 17 something mark or something. I just didn't like this very much at all. Hang on. Yeah, so it came down and then gave that reversal there, and it went up. So this is on the 4 hour chart. So this 20% candle here, as soon as it went green, I don't think I was quick enough. I got out like somewhere up here, and so anyway, it was about the 17. I thought it was about 1760 or something. 1762 is ringing a bell, but yeah. So I didn't really like that sort of action. Like, this is like a very big candle. It had massive volume. But I still think that this is only a rest before we continue our decline. So if I see another break to the lower side, like after we get a bit of consolidation, like let's say these moving averages come down and we come up and meet the moving average, say the 50, then I'll be looking for a reversal at the 50, like an engulfing bounce or something at the 50 to enter a short position. All right, traders. I think but anyway, let's just wait and see what the chart tells us to do. It's, just don't trade anything until the chart says, hey, you should be in. Like if you see this here, if it's failed under the 50, now it's under the 9, now it's, failed. So it's closed above the 50, which is great. Now it's closed below the 50 straight away. That's very, very negative for this uptrend. Uptrends don't do that. If this is a strong uptrend, it would not behave like this. So the very first thing you do, if it misbehaves straight away, you think, okay, well, I'll give it one more chance. If it trades red on the very next open, I'm out. Or if it trades below the open of this candle, I'm out. Or if it trades below the low of that candle, I'm out. Or the swing low. You can put your stops anywhere you want. But for me, if it goes, this is a big, heavy trend line. Like everyone's watching this. And here we can see that we've broken above it once and failed. Failed. Broken above it and failed straight away. So, like that's, just read the charts for what they are. Exactly what the charts are trying to tell you, that it went up once. And it say here, it broke down once, broke up once, broke down once, broke up once, broke down once. So now the greens are losing by one, and the reds are in front by one. So there's more weight to the downside, and especially this closing below here and opening trading negative straight away, short, immediately short at that. So that's what I'm looking for, and that's what I will be looking for as we, if this comes down here and approaches this, I'll be looking for a scenario similar to this. And it being my first entry, I'll have my stops not just a little bit above it. I'll extend them like a good portion above, this line here, simply because if it does quickly like come up and say if you were to go short on this one here, then it's come down and then it's gone up and then bang. If you would have had your stops just above that high there, you would have been stopped out and like this could have taken off. But if you went short here on this one here, like a reversal there, first negative or first trade below the blue, go short on that. And but if you had your stops right there, you would have been stopped out there and there. If you had your stops at the swing low, at the swing, you can see that's just a fraction higher than this here. But you've got more chance of being in the trade. So buy less and extend your stop. On the first trade. If you get a run like this, you made some very, very good money. And plus there's going to be more entries there getting in there as well. So here you can see, like, once we've consolidated, we've had a massive run up, we've had a decline, then we've consolidated, and we're now all of a sudden we've gone above the 50 and closed below it, gone above the 50, and they're not strong candles. Like these are very indecisive candles, and then that's decisive. Now we've closed below the 50 again. Everyone's seen it, everyone knows it, and then so we're trading below, and it's tried to go up and then pull back. So here, that's like a shooting star from the top. That's just saying that the resistance, the sellers at that 50 were way too heavy and pulled it right back down. And anyway, like even if you didn't believe that, that's fine. It opens here next day, trades up. You put your buy in while it's green, straight below the open, or below the low of this candle here. Personally, I just go below the open, and then as soon as it turns green, you're in the trade, and then your stops just above the swing high, and then here. So me personally, I think so. I'll have to go through and find out, how many. I got quite a few entries on Tesla, so I would have entered here, here, and here. And I think I entered again somewhere down here. I think it was breaking that low there. I entered again on this candle here. So, or maybe it might have been this candle here that I entered on. And then it went and did that, but I didn't get stopped out. And anyway, kept on going, so it was good. Anyway, I've since been stopped out of half of my Tesla's position, which I'm very happy with. But I am looking to get back in. I don't think this down trend has finished. I don't think this decline's finished. If looking at what we first looked at, the monthly chart and the weekly chart, we're not near the bottom yet. We've still got some falling to do. Oh, that's pretty good that I sold. So I sold this one at about $3.20. Now it's $2. That's good. So I want to use that same money that I owned Mana before, and then put that money back into Mana, the same amount. I just want to hold more and accumulate more coin. So I'll just keep on doing that. There's a few of those coins that I'm doing that with. So as they grow, that's deflation. These are all deflationary currencies, which is fantastic. At least they're not inflationary currencies like the government. They get worth less and less every time they print more money. Anyway, traders, that's probably enough for me. Tell me if this helps. Just me going through and just kind of giving my 2 cents about it. If it doesn't help, let me know, and I'll probably pull the pin on doing it. If it does help, let me know, and I'll keep on doing it. Alright, talk to you again soon. See you.